This is a King of Heart Media Productions. The content you see in this video belongs solely to Rye Football TV. So please, sit back, relax and enjoy. Yeah!
He was hitting on your sister. Listen, wait. Whoa, you bro. Listen, wait. He was having a go to your sister, and he went, yeah, she's alright. And we said, that's Ricky's sister, and he went, no, no.
Pick 'em right, Rye or die. Pick 'em right, Rye or die. Pick 'em right, Rye or die. We go hard till the fans get high. Pick 'em right, Rye or die. Pick 'em right, Rye or die. Pick 'em right, Rye or die. We go hard till the fans.
Hey, was you in a boxing match last night? I'm sure I saw you on Sky.
Training is a mensch.
Training is a mensch. Stop! Nice one. You want 7 films? Oh God, come on, this.
So hard, bro.
Battery's dead, bro. Got to transfer that.
What you doing, mofo?
Looking at the money.
I know, yeah. These cases.
This ain't for changing room. This ain't a changing room song. Please change it. Change the song. Is he joking? Change the song, bro.
No, bro, no. This is my dad.
I'm family routine.
He was on the shade last night.
That's the drone. That's the drone right there, boys. That's how we do.
Listen, hey, the mood this morning has been positive, isn't it? Everyone's been laughing, everyone's been joking. It's been a bit more of a relaxed vibe today. The weather's nice, it's better than it has been. Let's go out today, let's enjoy our football, yeah? We're 1-0 up from the first leg. Don't take nothing for granted with this team, but enjoy the occasion today. Let's try and play football, okay? Is it going to be as intense as last week? But make no mistake, they're going to want to beat you. They're going to come out here today and they're going to pressure everything on you. They're going to want to go through to the next round. Lads, today we can go to another quarter-final. It's just how much you want it as a season now. Things are starting to come in together. We're at the business end of the season. You've just got to start wanting stuff. You've got to have that desire, that fire in your belly. Do you know what I mean? It's like they say, dare to be great. This season we could really win stuff. You know, we could have 2 cups, a league, but it's just how much of desire and fire you've got within yourself. All right? We just need leaders out there. We need people to talk. We need people to take charge. All right? Let's not leave it to chance because we're 1-0 up. Let's go out there and take the game too then, yeah? This is how we're going to go. All right?
Okay, let's start this off right. We've got Mick in goal. We've got Blaine, Jim and John Omar as a back 3. Solid. In midfield, we've got Ricky on the right, Ben and Tiny in the middle with Anthony on the left. Charlie playing number 10, Duke and Mane up top. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamics of the team after last week, but on the bench, we've got Shane, Chris, Keenan, Brownie, management, Owen and Gibbs. Yeah.
All right, listen, Charlie, listen, free kicks. You're on free kicks and corners, okay? Duke, you're on pens, wing backs. Ricky and Anthony, I want you both on the throws, okay? Blaine's obviously, we say calling the line. On their corners, I want Charlie and Ricky on the posts. All right, it's not up for debate, okay?
Right. Peckham, you toss, you call it. Heads. Heads it is. You have choice of ends or kick off. Which one would you like? You can swap if you want. Fantastic. Again, have game, brother.
Okay, welcome back to another episode of Rye Football TV. Today we take on AveryHill Athletic in the second round of the WESFA Shield. The first tie ended in a 1-0 victory to the Rye, which leaves the Rye 1-0 up on aggregate as it is a two-way tie. What's at stake? Obviously passage to the next round, of course. Should we get on with the game? I think so. Let's go. So Duke closes down the centre midfielder and he plays a ball into Manny, but Manny's not reading off the same iPad and goes out for a goal kick. So the ball comes in but goes over Manny's head and launched out by the centre back. Ben puts pressure on Charlie. Manny! Yeah, let's move on. Probably best. So goal kick straight down the middle of the park. Both sets of players look to get their head on the ball. The ball drops for Tiny but ricochets to Ben. Ben cuts back out, looks to play it nice and simple. Blaine's on the ball now. Looks to take his man but he's been caught. They're now on the attack. They're on the ascendancy running down the right hand side. He holds the ball up to get support. Not much support's coming in, puts a cross in. Reaches back post only for a poor touch and Tiny's able to come away with it. Plays a ball up to Duke. Duke holds it up to get Peckham on their way. Turns into the middle of the park. Plays a simple ball to Blaine. With time and space, he's looking to get Peckham on their way. He plays a simple ball up to Anthony, but the defenders come through the back of him, wins the ball, comes back to Blaine. Jim now wants a bit of this. Jim's on the ball, plays the ball up to Charlie, who's unable to hold it. They pinch Charlie's pocket, but then in the same breath, they give it straight back. I know, makes no sense. Anyway, we've got John on the ball with room. He plays a good ball out to Ricky. Ricky with a good touch, assesses the situation, plays a ball up and does this. Accident or mistake, Manny pressures the ball, but keepers all day. Switch! So as we change view from the government satellite, free kick, almost caught the keeper off guard, goes out for a corner. So Charlie takes the corner, floats one in, Jim breasts it down, but no Rye players there. Athletic try to clear it, Duke gives away the free kick. So the situation is this: Charlie with a free kick, plays a sneaky one to John. John plays the ball back in, Ricky gets on the end of it, looked like it was going in. The ref was in a good position, don't know how he's not called that. Switch! So the ball gets played out, Jim deals with that and Ben does this. But it only goes as far as their left back, who comes hurdling out but gives it straight back to Ben. So Ben gets a second attempt, plays in the ball but it's cut out. Then he gets a third attempt, plays it out to Anthony and he does this. All of a sudden the Rye look very dangerous. Comes back to Ricky. Ricky looks to go down line with it. Plays a good ball to Ben. Ben over the top. Manny is now in, putting pressure. Keeper comes out and collects. Cha-ching! So the ball comes in from the Charlie corner. Doesn't beat the first man. Tiny looks to collect but bounces over his head. The Athletic players look to descend now. They have a situation where they've got 5 versus 3 with the Peckham Rye players struggling to get back. A good decision now would put the pressure on. Start by Ricky. A second bite of the cherry and he shafted. Blaine comes strolling out with the ball, only to play in Duke, and the ref gives offside for no reason. Switch! Corner only for the defender to head it onto a Peckham player, which was Tiny, who collects the ball, plays it out to Duke. Duke plays it back to Ben. Ben has a shot! Anthony intercepts with a header on target, all day for the keeper. Switch! So Nick with the long boot out upfield, only as far as their centre back, but he makes a froth of it. Charlie goes up, beats his guy in the air, falls to Manny. So a solid goal kick comes down the middle of the park. Ben flicks it to Duke. Duke spins his man, looks to take the fight to them, but the ball's getting stuck under his feet. He's able to keep possession, plays it to Ben. Ben with a lovely ball to John. John plays it out to Ricky. Ricky's on the ascendancy. What can... Let's stop for a moment. So the situation is this: strong goal kick, Anthony receives it, pressures, looks to go line, he's burned past his play, he's kept it in. They call for a throw in, but I don't know why. Duke's collected it, steps over, plays it in, but it's only as far as them. But then Duke has another crack at it, and excellent finish by Duke on the spin volley. Exactly what the game needed as we see it from this angle. Keeper had no chance. Peckham Rye 1, AveryHill 0. Let's go. Switch! So Avery takes fake centre. They play it to their right back, who plays it into the middle of the park, only as far as their other midfielder, who plays it to the other centre back, who makes a bit of a meal of it. Tiny almost gets away with it being on the floor, but falls kindly for them. Anthony decides he wants some of that, so he grabs it, falls on the floor, then gets up, looks to go on a run, but is stopped by their player. Good tackle. Claps it forward, only as far as Jim. Jim gets the header, but it ricochets back to their player. Their players now putting pressure on John. John deals with that nice and calmly to Ben. Ben plays it to Blaine. Blaine plays it to Jim. Jim plays around, and we move on. So the situation is this. Keeper throws it to their right back, but he's been put under pressure, so the ball goes back to Peckham Rye. Ben's on the ball now, plays it simply to Tiny. Tiny 1-2 to Ben. Ben plays it into Charlie. This is the good stuff we've been waiting for. Blaine's on the wing, plays a simple ball into Ant. Anthony's running down the wing now, he's got option, puts a ball in. Charlie, oh, it's almost cleared off the line by the left back, but only as far as John. John has a shot, gives it back once, goes for a second, and that's as far as that got to. It's been a real interesting first half. As we wrap it up and come to a close, the situation is Peckham Rye lead 1-0 going into the break, and that's half time.
Listen, wait. I'm not gonna lie to you, Manny. Let's spread out the circle. Listen, wait. The first half of that, I'll be honest with you, it was last week you played so well in the first half against a team much better, and then today you've dropped your standards to their standards. We are 100 times better, but the second balls, the pressure, we're not. And you might think at the side, me and Owen are being negative, but we can see it. You're on the pitch, so sometimes you can't see what we can see. We can see people pulling out. We can see people not anticipating the ball, and it frustrates us. So just let us crack on with the side and concentrate on your game. There's been times where we're trying to just pass it to someone without even knowing. We're under hitting the ball. We're not challenging for the ball in the air the first or seconds. Lads, they are there for the taking. They're there to be rolled over, and we're playing against the wind. The second half, we've had the wind and we've scored 1 goal. All right, we hit the post, but we're not playing as a team. There's no talking. All right, you might think on the pitch you're whispering to each other, but on the side we can hear nothing. And West, I would tell you, talk. Someone needs to take charge. All right, more. All right, you've got to up your levels, because if they get 1 goal second half, they're going to think they're back into it. All right, we have to up our levels. Now the second half, I want to see a big improvement. All right, Keenan, come on up top. Listen, I want to go with speed. Yeah, I'm going to say it to you again because I say it all the time. No tricks and flicks. Get the ball, lay it, and then go. Have the shot when it's on, but play together. We're playing so distant away.
Go right in this second half and play the way you finished this first half. You get me? Everything me and Gibbs moaned about, you look corrected that in the last 7 to 8 minutes. Yeah? That's how we play. That's how we play. I don't know whether the boost of energy, we have to score a goal to do that, but that's the we even started. The first 2-3 minutes was great. It was like whatever. So that's what me and Gibbs was on. From what I can see, that's done and dusted. We're back to the game. You get me? So let's go out and do this. Yeah? If Gibbs has got something to say, don't waste time or energy turning around and talking to him, because you're off your game. Let him talk. Yeah? It's all about encouragement. Yeah, let's not waste no time on any minute of this game to knock this team out of the cup. You get me? Ride or die, man, we do this.
Let the second half begin. Yep. So second half kicks off with Peckham Rye, ball back to Ben, Ben goes back to John. John with a bit of time plays the ball forward into space for Keenan, who's actually come on as a sub for Manny and has gone directly up top with Duke. So the situation is this. We have a Peckham Rye attack manifesting. Charlie's on the ball, plays it to Duke, who plays it straight out to Keenan. Keenan just about manages to hold on to it, plays it off the defender, but manages to ricochet back to Shane. Shane does a move that we could see from space, which allows him to play the ball back to John. John plays it into Jim nice and calmly. Jim, all the time in the world, plays a good ball into Tiny. Tiny unable to keep that, but falls back to Jim. Charlie now on the ball, plays it back to John. This is a good bit of possession spell. John goes long up to Keenan, but he allows the defender to clear the ball, and it drops to their midfielder, who plays it to the other midfielder, pops it off. You can feel a situation brewing. firing. Tiny goes to close the ball down, but is unsuccessful, and that gets popped into this midfielder, but Duke successfully nicks the ball, but only as far as their left back. Their centre back now plays the ball into their midfielder again, who pops it back, but almost throws his teammate under the bus, but is able to come out with it. Plays it back to the left back, who tries to feed his left midfielder, but it's just overhit, goes out for a throw. So the situation, Ben sells this striker a Arsenal shirt with no badge, plays a straight ball to the big guy, flicks on to Keenan. Keenan is literally one-on-one, but that's a poor touch. Keeper's come out and collected that. Got to do better with the finish. Meanwhile, the defenders come out with the ball, played it to the right wing back. Can he develop a situation from this position? He plays a ball up top, well controlled, plays a ball over the top, and the striker's in, he lobs Mick, and it's gone in! I don't believe it! On a reel, how the hell did that just happen? Classic example, you've got to take your chances when you get them. That's a massive counter punch against the runner play, but 1-1, let's go. Switch! So now we're 1-1. We are not looking for this to go extra time, even though it can't. There's an aggregate scoreline. We want to come off the pitch, the actual better team and deserving the victory. So we got a corner, ball comes in, but it's cleared by the Avery player. Ben goes ball collecting, grabs that off of him, looks up, plays a ball back in, decides, buy one, get one free on the Arsenal tops, slips in Charlie down the line. Charlie now with a bit of time and space, gets his head up, puts a ball across the box, and that's well defended, but not very well cleared. Drops for Tiny, who lays it off to John. John has a shot, Duke collects, Gibson's in the way, don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, they come out with the ball and look to spring an attack, but John gets a good interception, which allows Tiny to get the tackle. We move on. So pressing on with the game, we've got Charlie just miscontrols that, which allows their player to nip in, play the ball to the midfielder, who plays a good ball up top, but it's met by Jim, whose clearance resembles a 1-2 with the right back. Oh, that was dead. He has a cross-come shot. Switch! We pick the game back up with Jim on the ball, plays a good ball up to Tiny, who plays it out to Blaine. Blaine back to Ben. Ben now with time, looks to put a ball in, but gets cut out. Nope. Anthony looks to put on pressure, but is unable. Falls kindly to their midfielder, but that's a good through ball release. Got a lot to do from there. Nevertheless, Jim deals with that calm as you like, because he likes to be calm. Plays a ball into John. John, time and space, cuts in, gets his head up, looking for the Hollywood, but on this occasion, more like Bollywood. That allows the defender to absolutely clear it. John gets his head on it, good clearance, only as far as their midfielder. Good touch, looks to send in their striker, good through ball, but Mick's come off his line and he's collected that all day. Let's move on. So a throw-in comes in, it's headed, cleared by the Rye player. It comes back as far as Shane. John puts a ball down, ricochets, almost falls into the path kindly with the striker. Mick makes a save. Ooh, definitely got away with one there. So next passage, Duke beats this man once, cuts away from the other man, plays a simple ball out to Tiny. This is where Peckham now look dangerous. Can we make it count? Tiny holds up the ball, plays it out to Shane. Shane, good touch, comes back in, looks to play it back only as far as John. John now, time and space, looks for the diag. Ben with those Arsenal shirts dummies the ball for Blaine, and Blaine overhits that, which allows their right back to clear it only as far as Jim. Jim plays a simple ball into Duke, who's been given time to get his head up and turn, plays a simple ball out to Shane. Shane with loads of room. Go on, take him on, Shane. Go on. Takes on his man, gets past him, but is cleared by the covering defender. So, the situation. Throw-in happens, Shane plays it back to Duke. Duke sells 2 protein shakes with no protein in it, skipping past 3 players, eventually winning the free kick. Switch! Charlie up on the free kick and it's taken well. Oh, good save by the keeper. And that's another corner. Moving on. So we pick the game up. Avery have a free kick. Oh, Mick saved that. John has a swipe at it. Nope, credit card's not working. This allows Avery to apply the pressure, but this time round, John gets it clear. But only as far as their midfielder, who puts it straight back into an area of danger. A little fortune comes there. Jim's allowed to collect and gallop away. The Avery players trying to apply pressure to force a mistake, but Jim comes away with flying colours. Switch! So we collect the game back with Tiny breaking down the wing, looks to put in a good cross. Oh, Keenan, unlucky with that, falls to Ben. Ben puts a good ball over, far as Duke on the left foot, and it's a volley. And that, my friends, is exactly what the Rye needed. Second goal to settle the game down. They can now push on and maybe dominate more comfortably and play their game. Smart finish by Duke. 2-1, let's go. So it's an AveryHill kickoff. They play it back to the centre back. Duke comes running out. Keenan comes running out, looking to put pressure on the back line. They look like they've got their tails up. Peckham now. Ball falls kindly to Shane. Shane pops it to Brownie. Brownie pops it to Charlie, but that's just a bit too much for him. This guy sells Charlie a chocolate factory, but gives the ball straight to Ben. Ben, lovely chest control all the time in the world. Plays the ball over to Duke, good touch. Duke takes it down as a shot, and it's been called for offside. Blatantly not. We picked the game up with Duke with some good hold-up play. Plays the ball into Anthony. Anthony plays it back to Duke. Duke plays it wide to Shane. Shane forgets to stop the ball. Woo! So moving on, we've got a goal kick. Ball hangs in the air, almost comes back. Ben with a lovely touch, plays a phenomenal ball, almost boss level ball to Duke. Duke leaves their players for dead, goes past the keeper, open goal. Oh, he's got to score. The player has managed to get back and throw a last ditch tackle. He's got to score, really. All right, so we picked the game up with a little head tennis. Falls kindly for Keenan, looks for the run of Anthony, plays a boss level ball in. Anthony's now in, he fancies his chances, takes on the chest, has a shot. Oh, he's hit the back of the net on the wrong side. Anyway, with chances being created, Peckham are definitely looking the livelier of the two and looking most likely to score once again. So we picked the game up with a good tackle by Anthony, played it to Duke. Duke's one-on-one, which you don't really want to be in. Protein chase, gets past his man, puts a lovely ball in, just a little bit over Keenan's head. John collects, puts the ball back in the mix, but they're able to clear. Midfielder comes out with it, looks to play ball long. Next phase, we got a corner. Jim on the header. Oh, it's gone over. Meanwhile, we got a goal kick. Goes long, but only as far as John. Meanwhile, Duke applies pressure, latches onto it, and guess what? Protein shake. Fabulous footwork by Duke. He slips in Chris, who's actually come on as a sub for Shane at right back. So the situation is this. At the moment, Peckham seem to be coasting to a 2-1 victory. Keenan puts the pressure, which forces the mistake. Leaves the keeper dead on the floor. Leaves the centre-back screaming for Jesus. A shot! Not gonna lie, that was not going in. Switch! Peckham Rye corner comes in. Back post. Jim's had a free header there. It's all scrambling around. I don't even know what's going on. Switch! So we picked the game up on the government satellite view. That's a crisp little touch for their player to pop it to their midfielder. Now they're attacking in numbers. They've got a 5 versus 3 situation. With a good decision, they can pull the game back. He skips past Blaine, goes past Shane, and Mick is insane. Did you see that save? Whew. So literally, corner comes in, last kick of the game, and that will be it. Job done. Peckham Rye through to the next round. Let's go.
Wait, not the greatest performance, but we got there in the end. Who got carded? Ben. Yes, you carded.
Someone get carded in the first half?
No. Listen, we got out of jail a bit, and it was our quality that probably saw us through in the end, but there's lots to improve on, alright? Come on.
Right, boys, well done today.
So we've made it through to the next round of the cup. What do you think of today's game?
Quarter-final. Obviously today was what it was, to be honest. I must give AveryHill credit. You know what, they have given us 2 tough games. 2-1 and 1-0, and they've given us some more competitive games than I would say teams in our league. If I'm being totally honest, they battle, they work as a unit. They're a good side, and I can see why they call sides problems. To be honest, they're young, and they all fight for each other. So it was a tough game. It was a scrap, but obviously going through to the next rounds, all that matters. It don't matter in a cup the result, but obviously 2-1 today, 3-1 on aggregate is what it is. Boys put a good shift in. To an extent, we weren't at our greatest today, but we did what we had to do to get the job done. On to next week, back in another quarter-final next week against Bexley Hawks. But we do what we have to do as a team. I mean, Duke got, what, 2?
Couple of shots hit the post.
Yeah, a couple hit the post. Keepers made a few good saves, but I thought the pitch held up well considering the amount of rain we've had. It is Sunday League, and that's what people need to take into account, and that's obviously what we're here for. That's what we will love.
Okay, so we've got a lot of games coming thick and fast with the league. A couple of cup games as well, like 2 different cups that we're in. So there's going to be a lot of rotation for the squad, or what were you thinking? I think,
you know what, people have to turn up to training, people have to start earning their spots in the team, to be honest. We're at a critical stage of the season now where, yes, everyone wants to play, but it's the business end where 3 points is 3 points, and going through in the cups is going through. And that's what it's about, to be honest. So as long as we've got our best players available and everyone's trying to put a shift in, even the people that are probably not regular starters, but as long as they're at training and they're putting a shift and I can see improvements, then yeah, they'll be starting. There's competition for places, and hopefully there's cup finals coming up. So there's a lot to play for.
Cool. Well, good luck, and we wish Peckham Rye all the best.
We do, Rye or die, let's go.
First off, let me start with the left wing. White paint on my boots, no devlin. Why? Man, stay out wide, made runs that will leave a whole right back stressing. Then we got Gibbs Road, team manager. On a Sunday, far from amateur, setting up tactics, gonna win matches. No other manager touching his caliber. Wait, let me tell you about Duke. If I shout out through, what do you think he'll do? Trust me, man's not talking about juice. If I giving out ball, he's due to go boom. Peckham Rye don't have no jokers. King of Hearts, only card I'm holding. Gonna win this league with ease, and next year gonna get one up promotion. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. We go hard till the fans get high. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. Peckham Rye, Rye or die. We go hard till the fans get high.